From this day forth, guys, I'm gonna be back in my grind. I've been neglecting you guys. I haven't been consistent on my channel, and I'm sorry about that. You guys deserve more uploads, considering the fact that you guys watch my channel, and I appreciate it. And you watch my videos, so I'm gonna start being more active. And we're gonna talk about Omar Figueroa versus Mikey Garcia, because apparently, a couple of weeks ago, they were talking about Mikey Garcia versus Robert Easter Jr., which I thought was a fantastic fight because they're both undefeated. But now they're talking about Omar Figueroa versus Mikey Garcia. I still think that's a fantastic fight. I mean, Omar Figueroa is undefeated and Mikey Garcia is undefeated. I like Omar Figueroa because Omar Figueroa is one of those guys that he is entertaining. I've never seen him in a boring fight. I mean, he destroyed Robert the Ghost Guerrero in his last fight. And I remember in my original channel, my McGregor channel, I was like, where's Omar Figueroa been? Because like he fought what was his name? That DeMarco guy in like 2015, and then he didn't fight for like 20 months, and he came back against Robert Guerrero. So what I find interesting is where's this fight gonna take place? Because Mikey Garcia is a guy that turned pro at 126, 130, and of course his last fight was against Adrian Broner. He fought at 140. Omar Figueroa is a guy that I believe he turned pro at 135. Yeah, 135. But I've always gotten the impression that Omar Figueroa wasn't the most disciplined guy, because if you remember, he's a guy who fought at 135, right? But then he would be fighting at 152, and it was basically because he wasn't disciplined enough to like get himself in shape. And you could see like he looked a little pudgy. Like I remember when he fought DeMarco, I believe he fought at 150 or something. I think he weighed 152. And like I said, this is a guy who normally fights at 135, 140. So I think his biggest issue is he's not the most disciplined guy. So I'm curious to know what weight is this going to happen. Is this going to happen at 140? So if it does happen at 140, Omar has to like really work hard to get down to that weight. Stylistically, I think this is a really good matchup for someone like Mikey Garcia. Omar Figueroa is a guy that isn't the most defensive guy. He's really a pressure fighter. He's a pressure fighter. He puts a lot of pressure. He has a lot of machismo. He's in a guy's face. He's entertaining. He's an entertaining type of fighter because he's in a guy's face. I don't think he has one-punch knockout power. I think he's more of a guy that he wilts his opponents with just constantly being in their face. Like he has that Antonio Margarito type of fighting style, Ruslan Pavanikov type of, the Siberian Rocky, that type of fighting style. That's the type of fighting style that I don't think he's gonna have a long career. Right now Omar Figueroa is young. I think he's like 27, 28, so he still has time. But I think if he keeps fighting the way he fights, I think he will eventually have a short career. I think the guy who has the better skills in this fight is definitely, if this fight does happen now, because this is just like a rumor that I keep seeing, but I think in terms of skill, I think Mikey Garcia is definitely the better technical fighter. He's a better fighter than Omar Figueroa. Better counter puncher, better uppercuts. He's way more accurate. But Omar Figueroa has a tremendous chin. I've seen Omar Figueroa get hit with bombs. But what I actually think is going to happen in this fight is I think Omar Figueroa is going to be getting countered all night. But I think this is going to be a tough fight for Mikey Garcia when it comes to pressure. When it comes to skill, no. I think Mikey Garcia just has to outbox Omar Figueroa. But I think he's going to have a guy in his face the entire fight. So I think that's going to make Mikey Garcia maybe a tad uncomfortable. Kind of like when he fought Orlando Salido. I think he should take the approach that when he fought Orlando Salido. If you look at the Orlando Salido fight, Orlando Salido was putting a lot of pressure. Mikey Garcia was on the back foot. He was countering beautifully. I think he has to do the exact same thing against Omar Figueroa, because Figueroa is going to be coming forward. And I'm definitely picking Mikey Garcia to win. But again, I think Omar Figueroa is naturally a bigger guy than Mikey Garcia, because like I said, this is a guy that I think he walks around at 160, but he drains himself to make it to 135, 130, 40. You could tell it's difficult for him to make 135 or 140 because, like I said, in his last fights, he's coming in at 150, 152. So, yeah. I'm definitely leaning towards Mikey Garcia. I think he's more skillful, but again, I think this is still a good fight because, like I said, just like Robert Easter Jr., if it does happen now, Robert Easter Jr. was undefeated, just like Omar Figueroa. So again, I like this about Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia is fighting these undefeated guys, so and these are good fights. I think this is a good fight. This is a fight that I'll be excited for. Hopefully it happens, and because I would rather have Mikey Garcia versus Omar Figueroa and Robert Easter Jr. rather than some guy I never heard of. So yeah, that's all I have to say, guys, and I'm out.